your body grows bigger.
Your mind grows flower. It's great to learn, cause knowledge is power.
Hello and welcome to the mothership. I am, of course, the Commander-in-Chief, Lex Ivrak. Welcome back to the mothership. I am, of course, the Commander General, Lex Ivrak. Thank you for joining us. We have, this is a G.I. Joe Classified Rock-and-Roll. I got this from our very good friend, Gary, at Gary's Grails. One of the greatest toy hunters. Look for him every Saturday. Give you a little look at the back of the box there. So let's get into this side of the box. A little close up. I got this figure specifically for a custom. We might end up changing the arms. I don't know if the tattoos are really going to work for what I'm doing, but we will be getting this out of the box, checking out all of its accoutrements, and we'll be doing at least one head swap. We'll probably do a couple head swaps, so stay tuned. Let's get this guy open and we will see what's going on. All right, welcome back. Here we have Rock&Roll. So this is how he comes, just right out of the package there. We don't have any of its accessories on him there. I'll give you a little spin around. The Gary had already put his walkie-talkie and his handgun in his holster there, so he is decked out with those accessories. Definitely seems like a pretty cool figure, but let's get him geared up with his accessories and put him in let's just get him all geared up and show you what he's supposed to look like fully attired. All right, so we've put his helmet on, which oddly enough says Hang 10. His name is Rock&Roll, and he has the Rock&Roll or devil worshipping sign, but yet on his helmet it says Hang 10. So I don't know. I guess he's a surfer and a rock and roller. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you know. Or maybe, you know, maybe somebody said, oh, isn't that the Hang 10 or Hang Loose sign? But it's really not. His fingers are too pointed up and down, I think, for that to be Hang 10 or Hang Loose. We've got the, I need to put this machine gun belt in some hot water and get it a little bit more shaped, as the gravity should have this kind of draped down, obviously, a little bit more. But we'll give you a little turn on the table here. Looks pretty cool. Other than the bandoliers and the machine gun and the bulkiness of his body, like I said, I got this specifically for a custom. Not sure if it's going to work, but we will make it work. So he has his belt fed, what is that, an M60, I guess? I'm not 100% positive. But he also, and we'll show this, but he also has the box. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness, the box which is gone now. But he has the box, and he also comes with this other smaller set of belts. And this plugs into the side of the gun, as this is supposed to be, you know, not an ammo can, but a loading box. So this will go on the side of his gun and then plug in right there, which will show you that. He comes with a fist and the devil worshipping fingers, and he also comes with 2 grip hands. You can kind of see that this one is for a gun. So, and a peg in the back for a backpack, which is non-existent. I guess you could use one of your other Joe's backpacks for that. But yeah, let's see. His arm doesn't want to, this arm doesn't want to go in more where he can get both hands on the gun. I'm going to try that a little bit more. But let's put this box on and see if we can't get him in a different stance. We'll be right back. All right, so we cannot get both his hands on the gun, on the machine gun in any sense, but we have put the box on, as you see there. We'll give you a little closer look at this guy too in a second. His shoulder joints, his right hand doesn't want to turn like it needs to get both hands on the rifle, but his left arm seems to cup in more closer to his chest, so I guess we will change sides there and see if he can't hold it the other way. But here you can see more of the box. He's got some fairly intricate tattoos. There's the hang 10 we were talking about earlier. He has a I would say the closest thing that this looks like, it almost has a Naboo pistol look kind of part of it, but I believe that's definitely supposed to be a Glock. It would be a long slide Glock, and he has an extended, hard for you to see that in focus, but he does have an extended magazine in there. And a radio that plugs in there. And he's got another plug here, but I don't know what that would be for. I guess if you just want to change his radio positioning. So, let's see, let's change, see if we can't get the gun maybe in the other arm and see if it comes in right, and then we'll do some head swaps. Stay tuned. All right, yeah, it's very difficult to get this. You cannot, because of the length of the buttstock here, you cannot get him to shoulder this. And but you can kind of get him to do it at a kind of a spray and pray from the hip, but there's still not quite enough range of motion to get him in a believable stance. Also, you'd have to definitely use the belt, as the box on the inside hits over here too much. So you won't get a very realistic stance. You're not going to get too much of a realistic stance out of this guy, to be honest with you, but except maybe prone. Let's try a, he's got his bipod on here, so let's try a prone position. All right, so even the prone position, you can't get his offhand to maneuver over enough, even to just get his hand on the butt of the rifle there. But, so yeah, definitely not as posable as a figure needs to be to reliably pose him with this machine gun, in my opinion. But still a cool figure, and I do like the bandoliers that he has on and the M60 he came with. So let's do some head swaps real quick, and we'll wrap this guy up. All right. All right. Well, I have to say, without, again, this, we've taken the bipod off, and we do need to work on this. The only way to really display this with him standing would to be accurately have this maybe slung over his arm, and there. So we need to put this in some hot water and see if we can't get that hanging down a little bit more. But this is the character I thought would make a very cool Dum Dum Dugan, as he is slightly larger in stature than your other G.I. Joe Classifieds. I don't know how we can maybe change the arms, or, you know, maybe even paint them to get a more consistent look. But I mean, you know, Dum Dum Dugan, you know, definitely is has the mentality of possibly having tattoos. So this figure has a cuff that's removable right here with more ammunition on it. So be aware of that when you change hands. Don't let that fall off. But good color scheme. I think that the red hair of Dum Dum and the brown bowler hat or derby hat does look pretty good with this color scheme on it. So, but yeah, I think that makes a pretty cool Dum Dum, to be honest with you. I do like the body stature, and man, of all the Joes, the only other Joe, well, I'm looking for a few more, but the only other Joe that I've seen that I think might work for a Dum Dum would be the Big Ben. So if anybody finds the Big Ben figure out there for an affordable price, let me know, because I would like to find that. But that doesn't look too bad. The peg hole does not fit, but it does go down far enough that the neck doesn't look overly long, which is sometimes when you're switching the Marvel Legends, and the Classifieds, that ends up being a problem a lot. So you need to shave the neck down, or you need to remove the ball joint and drill out the hole in the top of the head for it to sit down more on the neck. But yeah, man, you know, Dum Dum Dugan was always the biggest guy in the, he was the big brawny dude of the Howling Commando, so it's only natural that you would give him the big machine gun to carry. So that's why I was looking at figures that have the M60 and bandoliers like that. So what do y'all think? I think that looks pretty cool, doesn't it? We got two more heads that we'll check on this, but we'll probably come back to this Dum Dum before it's over. So here is the man, the myth, the legend, one of the coolest Marvel characters to ever grace comic books, Nick Fury. Looks pretty cool. Looks pretty damn cool. Yeah, this would definitely make the color scheme, the khaki and green of this figure with the brown boots is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. I think that's an excellent look. And he does look not bad as a Nick Fury, but not what I intended it for. So, all right. One more head swap, and then we'll go back to Dum Dum, and then I'll show you a Nick Fury Dum Dum twofer on the stand. All right, be right back. All right, here's a Kurt Russell, Wyatt Earp from Tombstone head. No, that's obviously Rakondo. And his head peg is also different. So even from different G.I. Joe Classifieds, they're not using the same peg. You can see this one does kind of present a little bit of a too long of a neck, but not long enough that it looks super out of whack, but does not fit as well as those other two heads that we showed you. All right, let's fade to black, and we'll put a custom Nick Fury and a Dum Dum up there for you to see. All right, now here we have the duo, the dynamic duo of Nick Fury and Dum Dum. The Nick Fury you see is obviously from the Tiger Force Recondo body. And, you know, this Nick Fury could definitely be like a Bay of Pigs or even Vietnam era representation of Nick Fury. And, you know, this guy, Dum Dum, the rock and roll body, is quite a bit more modern. So they don't mesh together, to me, extremely well. But, still cool to be able to see both these guys in a military-esque uniforms. Of course, both of these heads came from the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. 3-pack, but very cool. Yeah, these two guys do look pretty good together. Like I said, they do. Their uniforms don't complement one another as much as I'd like. And it looks like Nick Fury is a little taller, though I do have Dum Dum crouched a bit more. And looking like this, you know, rock and roll doesn't look quite as big in the body as perhaps he should, according to the, you know, his, excuse me, file card and everything like that. But still, I think that makes, still think that makes quite an impressive pair of soldiers there. What do y'all think? We have a few more Joes to open. We are trying to do the complete, we're trying to complete, I would like to say, all of the characters from the original Howling Commando squad. It will be difficult to get them in period correct World War II uniforms. But the cool thing with head swaps is, you know, as long as you're not permanently doing anything to the heads and stuff, we'll be able to move these around until we find something. I think both of these on their own are definitely pretty cool. Nick Fury's neck's a little long on the Recondo. I've been looking at this for like 2 weeks, and I do think that's an awesome Nick Fury. Being, you know, considering that it may be like a Bay of Pigs or Vietnam conflict version of him. And then Dum Dum is just a magnificent character also. So, well, let me know in the comments what you think. This has been less of a review of rock and roll. He does require more articulation if you're going to get that machine gun in a realistic stance, position for him to fire. If it's not just this straightforward from the hip kind of a thing. But still very happy with, you know, just making something new and different, you know. Not a lot of people out there is continual fans of the original Nick Fury, and you know, I am glad for that first Avenger movie. Dum Dum did get a little screen time. He's back in the Marvel scene a little bit, though incorrectly not being with Nick Fury. But at least he was with Captain America. And of course there was quite a few Captain America Howling Commando comics that featured Captain America and Bucky. So they all knew each other and served. But, well, I hope you enjoyed this. I certainly enjoyed opening them and switching around some heads. Let me know what you think in the comments. And I hope everybody had a wonderful Independence Day. on the mothership, we still refer to it as Independence Day. This July 4th, Happy July 4th is, I just don't think that does service to our country as it should. It is Independence Day of all things. So I hope everybody had a wonderful Independence Day, and you know, stay independent. Don't listen to propaganda, and when your gut tells you that something is wrong and you need to speak up, by God, do it, because you owe that to the American spirit, and you owe that to your fellow citizens, and you owe that to your loved ones. So, very cool looking group right there. So, and thanks to Gary's Grails for thinking of me first when he's selling off his G.I. Joes. I appreciate it, Gary. And I hope everyone had a happy Independence Day yesterday. I have been General Lax Sivrak, the War Chief himself, from the mothership. And as always, I will see you on down the trail.